All right, Laker fans, welcome into the channel. We are down 3-1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. After, I would say, Matt, you could go ahead. This is the most frustrating loss to me, not just because of the situation it puts us in, but because it felt the most like there were no solutions. I, after game one, everyone's like, okay, they were not locked in, which they weren't. They showed they were, came out game two, won. But hidden in that change of energy was a consistent lack of execution in the fourth quarter, and just like the little things offensively have been so unbelievably bad. Game three, never really had control, equal lack of focus, nearly 20 turnovers in a playoff game, half of them unforced. Down the stretch, again, couldn't score to save our lives. Couldn't create not shouldn't say couldn't score, couldn't create a good shot in the fourth quarter to save our life. Then we come today, hard fought game. Frankly, it's been great playoff basketball in terms of like a watching sense. But watching a team that you've seen the entire season, or I guess at least since Luka's been here, we've watched the whole season. But like, this is a new team. Luka gets here. We see what they're capable of. They go into major matchups. They win those games. They play their own style of basketball, and they've been consistently knocked out of that for this entire series. In the third quarter, which we won by 13 points in this game, they were creating 4-on-3 opportunities. They're getting LeBron in open space. Even Rui was able to make passes out of the short roll. We had so many open threes. And then in the fourth quarter, immediately just gone again. So Matt, I'm sorry I said I was going to throw it to you and I got into a tangent, but how do you take anything away from this game? Actual question.
Yeah, honestly, what I take away from this game is kind of the same thing that I took away from the whole series, because every single game down the stretch, we were outplayed. And I don't want to say outplayed or like out hustled. It really just comes down to one thing, and that's we don't execute to the level that the Timberwolves do. And not that the Timberwolves are the 2017 Warriors or anything. It's just the best way I could put it is the Timberwolves create high percentage looks for their team every single time down the fourth quarter. Not saying that they score every time, not saying they make every shot, because that's not how basketball works. You're gonna miss shots. Even if it's a high percentage shot, you may miss it. It's the playoffs. But every single time down, it's an action that they want. Whether it's Anthony Edwards, you're one of the best young stars in the game. Let's get you a matchup we want. We'll have Luka switch on to you, Finney Smith switch on to you, anyone you want, and we'll have you take them. Or let's run a pick and roll. Let's have you get downhill, force help. We'll kick it out to a shooter. Let's have Naz Reid hit a three. Or Julius Randle, there's a smaller guy on you. Let's post you up. If there's someone trying to help off a shooter, we'll hit you. If not, we believe in you to win that matchup. I don't know if it's coaching. Chris Finch is a great coach, but it's just execution. Every time down, they're getting what they want. The Lakers, it's almost the complete opposite. It's not what we want every time. Now, we have superstars. We have incredible players, but there's times, in this game it happened, where we don't even have the freaking ball inside of the arc. We dribble it behind the three-point line for 17, 20 seconds, and Luka, Reeves, or LeBron chucks up a three. There's something about LeBron James shooting a bad shot when we're up two, not just shot, specifically a three. He did it again in this game when we're up by 2 points. I don't know what it is. And you think, hey, it's LeBron, we gotta live with that. It's Luka, we gotta live with that. It's Reeves, we gotta live with that. It's not about the player, it's about the look you get, the high percentage look you get. I'm saying also to say the Lakers need to have specific actions, specific plays that they know they can get a high percentage look on in the fourth quarter. I'm trying to stay calm because I want to give my best analysis, but it's truly incredibly frustrating. And what makes it extra frustrating is because for 2 years I watched us get out executed in the fourth for the Nuggets for 8 games. We won one of them. It happened every single time. Darvin Ham plays 80 for 2 quarters straight, doesn't have the legs to carry, and then they out execute us with Murray and Jokic. We get shooters. We trade for literally one of the best offensive basketball players that ever played this game, and we have a lineup where every single guy can make a shot. You got Luka and LeBron, two of the best offensive players ever, two of the best playmakers ever, and we're still getting out executed in the fourth. Like you said, the Timberwolves are creating more 4-on-3s than us with Luka and LeBron James. And I don't know if that's coaching. I don't know if we're just playing dumb. I don't know what it is, but that's what's killing us, and that's what has to stop. Last thing I'll say, in this game, there was a specific action. It was a pretty big storyline in the game of Luka Doncic having the ball like damn near at half court and in the corner. And Rui comes up, sets a screen, and they put 2 on the ball, and Rui's left alone. One time, Ant just picked Luka from behind. Another time, Luka tried to throw a bounce pass. It got away. It was a turnover. And I looked at you. I said, while we're watching, I looked at you. I said, if LeBron James comes and sets a screen, then you have a guy in the short roll with the ball who's one of the best finishers in the league, or ever, and also one of the best passers ever. And you got 3 shooters there. I guarantee if we do that, we score. I said that at the end of the third. The very first play of the fourth quarter, I'm pretty sure, we did exactly that. LeBron the short roll led to a Reeves wide open 3. He made it. And I literally put my hands up and I said, wow, that's funny how that works. I don't think we went back to it the rest of the game. And I'm not saying you have to do that every single time, but you have to have actions, plays, anything that you can guarantee, that you can get a high percentage look. The Wolves are doing that and we're not, and honestly, that's kind of what this comes down to. I mean, there's other factors, like the third game, Luka was sick. In this game, Redick thought it was a good idea to play 5 players for this whole second half. There's other factors, but to me, it just comes down to the fourth quarter. They're getting better looks than us, despite us having much more talent, playmaking-wise, and just star talent. Yeah. And I know that was a pretty long talk, but I don't know, however you feel about that.
No, that was actual analysis. I appreciate it. It's just, there's stuff that fans say that I'm sure I'm part of it. I like to think I'm not, but I'm sure I am. But there's like buzzwords. People say rotations, execution. But what does it really mean? What can you fans explain what it means to execute, what it means to rotate? And I think a lot of them can. Excuse me. I think we both have a general grasp, but I say that to say we can say the word execution, whatever, blah blah blah, and it's probably true. I do think part of execution is getting to plays, getting to sets, getting to situations where you can put yourself at an advantage, and then you have to execute. But it's the Lakers don't do things correctly, not from a basketball standpoint, because you can't take Luka does so much stuff so perfectly in terms of how he uses his body, the angles he takes, but they rely on their star power so much. And I don't know if this is a lack of coaching. I genuinely don't know. A lack of organized offense. Actually, I do know it is a lack of organized offense, but I don't know if that's because of coaching or if it's because of the players. But Luka knows he can make any pass on the planet. And I think that is legitimately true. But just because you can make any pass on the planet doesn't mean when you have a screen, you should use it solely as a switch. And then when you get the switch, actually, I shouldn't even say get the switch, because he doesn't get switches. He thought, down the stretch, he was getting trapped at half court. And which of course he is. But instead of making an easy pass, he's taking, I saw multiple times, he's taking the dribble into the corner to make the jump pass or to make the slip. And the angles there are so bad that you have to be absolutely perfect. And this is where the execution stuff comes in. They haven't been perfect at anything. They have not done anything to the standard of a championship team. They haven't even done anything to a standard of a team that deserves to win the first round of the NBA playoffs. And that's where we get where we are. Down 3-1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I know I'm cutting this a little short. I think we both kind of have ideas we want to play with. I'm going to really lock in on a specific analysis of the game and just the series in general. It's hard for me to feel hopeful, just because we've thrown real punches and we've gotten answered and not been able to respond again. But we have Game 5 at home. If we win that, you can't just say that the LeBron and Luka can't win two games in a row. But I don't know, man. We've seen it. We've already seen it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, hopefully I'm going to try to be back with analysis. Either way, we're either going to be turning to the off season after Game 5, or we're going to be here again with some post-game analysis about hopefully things that we can use to keep building. Thanks so much for watching. Go Lakers.